There has never been any real rap beef that has ended with both parties making amends a few days later. If the days of Tupac and Biggie have taught us anything, it's that once the lines are drawn, you're not exactly gonna see two rap rivals having a beer together after work or anything. Still, you'd think they'd hold off a little bit more than what Cassidy has been up to lately. Before we get into any of that though, we need to take a peek at when Cassidy made his beef with Tory Lanez a while ago. After Tory went on a wild freestyle on a radio show, Cassidy couldn't help but see some similarities to the New Kids flow and what he had been doing for several years already. There's a lot of cheap shots that you can take in the rap community, but when you bite off someone's shtick, you best be prepared for the blowback. Cassidy wasn't exactly subtle about calling them out either, taking to Instagram and actually posting a few clips of Lanez's freestyle and mentioning how similar they were. There wasn't anything too harsh, but the actual post reads like, I think I heard that before, back when I did it. After hearing Tory's authentic flow, Cassidy released Perjury, which went in hard on every other rapper who tried to copy off him, even mentioning Tory more than a few times. Since this is Tory Lanez, you knew this wasn't gonna end well. Given how much controversy he's got with Meg Thee Stallion, our boy had to double down and call out his rival on his own freestyle, When It's Dark, accusing Cassidy of being over the hill and not releasing anything worthwhile in the past few years. Usually when beefs like this start up, that would be the end of it. You have both men saying their side of things and letting the audience decide who came out on top. That's not what happened here though. If anything, Tory may as well have poured gasoline on the fire. Like clockwork, Cassidy was back at it again, releasing a new song called Plagiarism, where he goes even further into Tory's past and shows just how much he was able to profit off stealing his original flows. That's what it all came down to in the first place, right? But no. Tory apparently has some choice words about the cribbing something from Cassidy, saying that taking his beats was meant to be a tribute and that Cassidy should be honored for being sampled by him. Now that Tory went ahead and laid out the battle lines, Cassidy is ready for war on his new track, where he basically goes in hard about everything that's pissing him off in the music industry. So let's take a look behind some of these lyrics and see why exactly Cass is coming for Tory's neck. He does at least give Tory credit in the intro, saying that he knows that Tory is going through it, but also saying that he's preparing to hold nothing back on this next 7 minutes of material. Oh yeah, did I forget to mention that? This diss track goes for 7 whole minutes and is nothing but one long verse of Cass completely devouring the new kid who tried to call him a has-been. Outside of the intro though, Cass basically calls his shot about this beef blowing up across social media with a backbeat that sounds like it's ripped straight out of a horror movie. I mean, if you're looking to devour your competition like this is probably the best beat to go about it. Right from the get-go, Cass tears into Tory by hearing about someone who stole my bars on a big station. Aside from the traditional bars hyping himself up, Cass is trying to make the whole thing look like he's the godfather in the hip-hop community. Almost finding it cute that Tory came to bat with Cass's own bars to try to battle him. He even takes a few shots at his own fellow rappers in the game while he's at it, claiming he doesn't need to auto-tune to get where he is today. There are even some pretty heavy digs at Wack and 69 too, calling them civilians right to their faces. Hey, if you're gonna write a rap diss song like this, you might as well get all your beefs out of the way in one go. This isn't just insulting Tory's bars though. Outside of the actual plagiarism, he goes in hard on the time that Tory had to spend in prison and how he's trying to act all tough now that he made it to the other side. To Cass, this kid is all talk. He may talk his trash on social media, but he will never be able to come correct when it's time to really throw down in a rap battle. Also, I imagine that the line, "How you diss a nigga sounding like me," might not feel so good either. Because while we're talking about plagiarism, why not go through everyone Tory sounds like in one go? It's not like he doesn't have a point. I mean, Tory went into the rap battle and came in with bars that were lifted from Cass. It also doesn't look like Tory should be trying to spark any real beef between them anytime soon. When your bars include something like, "I'm the GOAT and you don't want to smoke with me, you to me, I hang with a gang that made an oath to me," you know this man ain't playing around. It sounded more like you crossed paths with him and you should make like Buster and protect your neck. For as many harsh words he has about his style, Cass isn't trying to tell Tory that his rhymes are bad. No, he wants him to get out of the game entirely. Even further in the song, Cass starts to talk about just how shallow Tory really is, since all of his hits have been lifted from other people. You can call it inspiration, but that's not how Cass is going about it. This is a kid who is clearly a wannabe trying to make his millions by just biting from all of his favorite rappers. According to Cass, this kid doesn't have much substance to him and will probably be forgotten about later down the line. Even though Cass has been in the game before Usher had his confessions, you can't say that he still doesn't have something to say. Hell, in a weird way, Tory is probably the reason why Cass came to battle on this track, since halfway through he talks about feeling inspired because of everything that went down. While it might have just been little jabs here and there in the beginning, Cass gets deadly serious towards the end, saying that Tory won't have anywhere to turn by the time he's through with him. There are even some more below the belt stuff here too, with Cass talking about how the pathetic excuse for a hairline that Tory has and covering it up with poopery. I don't care how long you've lived on the hard streets, a line like talking all that shit got him stressed, that's why his hair going bald, has got to be a little bit of a slight against your ego. When you hear the rest of what he was laying down for the remainder of the song though, a joke about poop might not be that bad coming from it. It's not like the cover art for this disc is exactly subtle either, showing Tory in the middle of a boxing ring looking like he got the clubbing of a lifetime. Compared to the hardened versions of the rap disses that you see every day, this is actually a different change of pace for Cassidy, looking like something that was ripped straight out of a gangster version of a children's book. So is Cass right about this reaching the heights of popularity once it hits the airwaves? At this point, it's still anybody's guess. Social media is still going to have a field day with this kind of track, but it's unclear whether it's the kind of thing that, as Cass will tell you, deserves to be on par with the Wendy Williams show. Not because it's bad, it just doesn't seem like something that's gonna, be on par with a daytime talk show crowd. Trust me, the people who are tuning into that kind of stuff at 10 in the morning aren't probably going to look for insight from someone like Cass. Still, this is something that we haven't seen too often. Normally, when you're writing your diss tracks, you normally have to test the waters before things get too heated. Cass is coming out like a bat out of hell though, with his bars ready and looking to crush anyone that stands in the way of him and Tory Lanez. Now, all we have left to do is wait. Whether or not Tory will actually make a comeback to this is anybody's guess, but given how much he got dragged through the mud here, he's probably going to be in for an uphill battle. It's not like you come back doing your same old shtick after being called out for ripping it off of someone else. Tory is going to have to come correct against someone like this, and we'll all be there when it happens to see if he actually lives up to the hype. So, is his career over though? Hardly. No matter what, there's always going to be stands of these artists looking to defend them to their dying day. Tory is also making a lot of noise on the scene with his checkered past, so it's no surprise that he's keeping himself in the public eye. His career might not be over at this stage, but he's definitely going to be in some hot water for a little while. That's all we know right now though. What do you all think of Cass's new track? Do you think we have another song like M's Kill Shot on our hands? Or is this just anger for the sake of being angry? Also, how do you think that Tory is going to respond to something like this? Be sure to leave a comment below and let everybody know. Other than that, be sure to like and subscribe to the channel and keep it right here at RIZZLE so you don't miss out on the latest in hip-hop coming down the pipeline. Catch you guys later. Hey, and keep it RIZZLE.